That was all they had. Option 1, bow to a tyrant, betray your soul, and live a life of regret. Option 2, stand for the truth, defy an empire, and face certain death. They weren't soldiers, they weren't prophets, they were just boys, young men with everything to lose. No army behind them, no shields in front of them. So what do you do when the world demands you kneel, but your heart refuses? You don't bow, you don't break, you run. Picture the city, suffocating, a place where truth was treason. The king didn't just want obedience, he wanted their souls. Worship the idols, the decree said, or die. Imagine the pressure. Their own families turned strangers, their friends became enemies, the walls were closing in. It would have been so easy to whisper a lie just to stay alive, just to fit in. But these young men possessed something the king did not, tawheed, a heart attached to Allah alone. They realized that loneliness with God is better than popularity with the devil. They made the trade. They sold this world to buy the next. In the shadows of the night, they slipped away, leaving behind soft beds for hard rocks, leaving behind status for safety. They climbed toward the mountains, lungs burning, looking for a way out. And there it was, a cave. Dark, narrow, terrifying to some, but to them it was a sanctuary. They collapsed inside, dust on their faces, fear in their chests. They didn't ask for an army, they asked for mercy. They raised their hands and whispered the words that would echo through eternity. Rabbana atina min ladunka rahma. Our Lord, grant us mercy from yourself and guide us through this ordeal. And the response was silence. Allah didn't send lightning to strike the king. He did something far more profound. He sent sleep. He drew a veil over their ears. Physics bent to the will of the Creator. 309 years. Outside, seasons cycled, kingdoms crumbled to dust, the tyrant died and was forgotten, languages changed, the world moved on. But inside, peace. The Qur'an tells us the sun would curve away from their cave at sunrise and set away from them at sunset, nature itself protecting their bodies. And their dog, paws stretched out at the threshold, a guardian frozen in time. 3 centuries of protection disguised as a nap. Then, eyes opened, dust motes dancing in the light. They sat up, stretched stiff limbs. How long were we out? One asked. A day? Another replied. Maybe just part of a day. Stomach rumbling, one of them grabbed a silver coin. He stepped out to buy food, expecting to see the tyrant's guards. But the air felt different. The city walls had changed. The faces were unfamiliar. He walked into the market, handing the coin to a merchant. The merchant froze. He looked at the coin, he looked at the boy. This coin, the merchant stammered, this bears the face of a king who died 300 years ago. Where did you come from? The shockwave hit them. They weren't fugitives anymore, they were legends. The boy realized the truth. The tyrant was gone. The idols were smashed. The entire city now bowed to the one God. Allah had preserved them to show a skeptical world that his promise is true, that the resurrection is real. They had fled to save their faith, and in return, Allah saved their bodies, their story, and their legacy. This isn't just a fairy tale, it is a mirror. We live in a time of different idols, fame, money, desires. We feel the pressure to compromise our deen to fit in. But the Ashabul Kahf teach us a golden rule. If you detach from the world for the sake of Allah, Allah will take care of your world. They sought refuge in a cave, and Allah made that cave more spacious than a palace. So when you feel alone in your faith, when you feel like the odd one out, remember the sleepers. Trust him, make your dua, stand your ground. You might not sleep for 300 years, but watch closely, because when you stand for Allah, he doesn't just protect you, he elevates you. He writes your story, and Allah is the best of writers. Subscribe for more stories.